Elder H.C. Kimball then addressed the conference. This is a hard place for anyone to speak in, and there are many things still necessary to lay before this conference. For my part, I am done preaching to this nation, at least for the present. I have been forth through the United States and Europe. In fact, I have spent my whole time at it, since I came into the church. It is now all counsel for me. We have a great many things to say today, and I suppose we shall always have plenty to do. I presume many have got out of business, but we will now have work enough to get ready to go to some other country, to get there and to plough our fields when we get there. I have seen people crying and weeping and mourning because they had nothing to do, but when we leave this place, you will never have cause to weep for not having anything to do from this time forth and forevermore, if you are faithful to your calling. I am glad the time of our exodus has come. I have looked for it for years. It is necessary for us to be faithful and humble, and if we listen to counsel we shall prosper. And although we leave all our fine houses and farms here, how long do you think it will be before we shall be better off than we are now? I have no farm to leave. I never had that privilege. Many of the brethren have farms, but there are many who have spent their whole time in the service of the church, for 14 or 15 years, who never had a farm. When we get to a new country, some of these old veterans will be looked after first, and I rejoice in it. We are now about coming to the apostolic religion, i.e., you will sell all, and come and lay it down at the apostles' feet. But it has taken a good scourging for 15 years to bring us to this. There may be individuals who will look at their pretty houses and gardens and say it is hard to leave them, but I tell you, when we start, you will put on your knapsacks and follow after us. Before I was baptized, I believed we should come into an apostolic religion. As for a common stock business religion, such as many preach, I do not believe in it. Every man will be a steward over his house and property, and if he is an unfaithful steward, his stewardship will be given to another. I will prophesy, in the name of Heber C. Kimball, that in 5 years we will all be as well again off as we are now. Those brethren who have gone off and labored among the Gentiles are not as well off as we are. Some have $80, some have $100, and some have $50 due them, and their friends have driven them away penniless, and they have had to flee for safety to Nauvoo. Those who remained here are better off. Since we have had an invitation from our friends to leave the county, many have asked, shall we go and labor for them? They may go if they have a mind to, but I won't do it. I will see them go the other way first. I positively know men that have gone to labor for those who with uplifted hands swore they would take President B. Young's life and my own. If it is your feeling to tarry here and to labor for each other to get away, manifest it. Clear vote. At the last conference a vote was passed that the Gentiles were cut off. And now why do you want to labor for them? Inasmuch as the Gentiles reject us, lo, we will turn to the Jews. Again, there is a constant running to the 12 and saying, can't we go into your company? We calculate you are all going into the first company, both old and young, rich and poor, for there will be but one company. Probably we will sometimes be the first, and then again the last, sometimes in one place, sometimes in another. Some say, you are going ahead and taking the band, but we will be with all of you. We first make a selection of 100, and when we had done, we found we could not be satisfied without taking the whole, and so we finally concluded we would take you all with us, and have but one company. There is no use in making selections, for you are all good, but there is still a chance for us to be a good deal better. We have no partiality, we have a common interest, for the welfare of this whole people, and we feel to advocate your cause like a father would advocate the cause of his children. Would men come in here to divide you, and when the mob came, did we flee? No, no, the hireling fleeth, but we felt like a father, and if you had to die, we would die with you. We want to feed the sheep to nourish them. They have a tremendous journey to take, and when we see one that is weak and feeble, we will take it up, put it into a wagon, and take you all with us. We have had sorrow, and could not sleep on your account. If we had no anxiety for you, we should have fled into the wilderness and left you. We want to take you to a land where a white man's foot never trod, nor a lion's whelps, nor the devil's, and there we can enjoy it, with no one to molest us and make us afraid. And we will bid all the nations welcome, whether pagans, Catholics, or Protestants. We are not accounted as white people, and we don't want to live among them. I had rather live with the buffalo in the wilderness, and I mean to go, if the Lord will let me and spare my life. Let us become passive as clay in the hands of the potter. If we don't, we will be cut from the wheel and thrown back in the mill again, like the Fosters, Higbees, and others. They want to come to Nauvoo again, but we won't let them until we have all the good clay out, and have made it into vessels of honor to our Heavenly Father. Then they may come and be ground.